The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Mary set out and went with haste to a Judean town in the hill country, where she entered the house of Zechariah and greeted Elizabeth. When Elizabeth heard Mary's greeting, the child leaped in her womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit and exclaimed with a loud cry, "Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. And why has this happened to me, that the mother of my Lord comes to me? For as soon as I heard the sound of your greeting, the child in my womb leaped for joy. And blessed is she who believed that there would be a fulfillment of what was spoken to her by the Lord." And Mary said, "My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. For he has looked with favor on the lowliness of his servant. Surely from now on all generations will call me blessed. For the Mighty One has done great things for me, and holy is his name. His mercy is for those who fear him, from generation to generation. He has shown the strength of his arm. He has scattered the proud in the thoughts of their hearts. He has brought down the powerful from their thrones and has lifted up the lowly. He has filled the hungry with good things and sent the rich away empty. He has helped his servant Israel in remembrance of his mercy, according to the promise he made to our fathers, to Abraham and to his descendants forever." And Mary remained with Elizabeth about 3 months and then returned to her home. The Gospel of the Lord.
Sorry about that, I just sneezed. And that took away everything I was going to say. If those of you that are at least my age or older probably still remember the day when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. I remember we were at my uncle's house in the country in Texas, and one of his he had a big farm, and one of his workers said he did not believe it at all. They were in a TV studio somewhere because there was no way that a man could walk on the moon. And if you remember, Neil Armstrong's words were, "One small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." Yesterday, Pope Francis, in his homily for the Assumption, used that word, or used that image, and said that what Mary did, though, is a huge step beyond what Neil Armstrong did. Our faith says that we believe that we are created to one day be entirely present to God, which we usually translate as body and soul, however that works in terms of our resurrected body. But that one day our final destiny is to be in God's presence in our fullness. And that's what we celebrate with the Assumption. That Mary has come full circle, as it were, and achieved what humanity is all about. Excuse me just a moment. So, it's worth looking at how or why. Of course, there's something about the role of Mary as mother of Jesus. But the great thing is in today's gospel, the Magnificat. Mary's incredible humility and gratefulness, magnifying God because she recognizes that God is the source of all good. And when we live in gratitude and recognizing that it's not all about us, but in humility, it's about God, and that everything good that we have comes from God, our lives are changed. One of the most, I think the greatest thing that we've done, and I give Deacon Paul credit for that, or for a lot of the impetus behind it. One of the greatest things that we've done in the last few years as a parish is Assumption Cares, where we reach out. Thankfully, we're now starting to resume programming, but we reach out to people who are in need, and we have a meal, which the diocese says now we can start to resume, take out, but we can start to resume. We have activities, we have things that mirror in a real way what the Magnificat talks about. Looking on people in their lowliness and raising them up, feeding the hungry, exalting the lowly, and saying, you are special, we care about you, you are God's child. And the only way we can do that is in a spirit of, the only way we can authentically do it is in a spirit of gratitude. Recognizing that anything that we have comes from God and therefore needs to be returned in one way or the other. So my hope and my prayer as we continue our Eucharist, that we who will be nourished by the sacramental body of Mary's Son, that we may live our entire lives in gratitude. For when that happens, when we truly live in gratitude, when we truly live recognizing that nothing is because of our own doing, but that we are humble servants and God is the one who provides, then it is so easy to pass along what we have received and lift up someone else.